The new expansion for Neverwinter is now live, Module 31. To begin it, you'll get the quest Harping On from Sergeant Knox. This comes with then the new campaign, Red Harvest, which you can complete for some extra minor rewards, but ultimately unlocking a bunch of new gear via the campaign store. You can see all of this stepping stone gear for newer players, along with some rings and new enchantments. However, all the new good stuff will be coming from the new trials, Shackles of Divinity. You have advanced with all the legendary gear and master with mythic and even celestial armor, some of which can actually be pretty useful. And what's very special about this module is the fact the rings will be tradable. You'll be able to make a lot of astral diamonds off those if you can farm this trial. Even doing advanced, you'll be able to sell the legendary rings. This module also does come with a new battle pass, Dead to Rights, and it begins with this first part where you can obtain this new companion, Wrath Modar. He has a special companion enhancement, which each time when you receive healing, you gain 1 stack of Modar's warding, increasing your defense by 2.4%, stacking up to 4 times. It's good if you need that defense, but in most cases, you should be using one of these. I don't know how effective he will be. Even the stats and powers doesn't even show, but you have to get the premium pass, which is 2000 Zen at 20% discount in order to obtain him and get the XP by doing your activities, heroic encounters and random queues. Should only take you about 2 weeks. And then the second part begins here June the 3rd and the third part July the 8th. Nothing really special in these, just returning rewards and some useful upgrade items. There is some updates to the Zen market too, as with a new module. The Defiant Key Bundle, just with some campaign currency and your keys. The Red Harvest Head Start Pack, 1200 Zen, giving you a head start on the campaign, which allows you to unlock the new trial Day 1, which I will be doing. Again, you need to get to 200 points here, which this pack instantly gives you. You also then get some overloads and a cold mode. Then there's the Thane Resistance Pack, coming with the Gravity Orb, a new belt item with 15% more currency gain within the new zone, and the ability to give yourself a bit of anti-gravity as what you would experience in the wild space maps. Honestly, nothing special, and I wouldn't buy this pack if I were you. But I'm sure it has some parkour uses if that's what you're into. And I believe that's it. Just be aware though, the Sharandar campaign has switched over to a legacy campaign, so it now should be an awful lot easier to complete. It's listed just here, and you should be able to spend genie gifts to obtain the campaign currency, although I'm not seeing that there. But it should also count as a legacy campaign, and you'll be able to get double the currency for that. Because Sharandar has become a legacy campaign, all of our quests have reset, and you can see that when you log in for the first time, it gives you all of those notifications. So to begin your quest, Harping On, you simply need to teleport to Thay, which is a new map section here, traveling to this section where you're basically an adventurer traveling to Thay. I believe you can just skip all those enemies. You just can't be in combat here to proceed, so I guess you do gotta kill everything. You kill your enemies, and then you gotta beat up this little mini boss, and then you're done. You speak to the guy, you free his wagon, and you continue your way to Thay. And here we are, the new adventure zone. I had expected them to improve the textures a bit, but looks like they didn't really. I'll show you a comparison. I expected them to improve this red bit, but let's have a look. We have all the NPCs here, we have the entire map, new heroic encounters, you can follow your quest line, complete your objectives, get your currency to complete this campaign eventually, getting your boons and getting some additional mount tokens here every week. You can visit the different vendors. This is just a regular supplies vendor, the same seals vendor, nothing new here, still your spider god seals and dragon seals with all the same gear. You then have your pity gear system, so if you don't get the gear you want to drop within the new trial, you can buy it here for a bit of a price with the mythic master gear, I believe they don't sell the Celestial Master gear. You're just going to have to get lucky with that. But be aware, you can use any of the Celestial stuff because none of it's class bound anymore. And over here is the campaign merchant as we saw earlier. Again, you can buy more of these magnificent illusion essences to upgrade illusions if you want to. Your purple stepping stone armor, so if you're a new player, you can strive to get some of the useful stuff here depending on what role you're trying to fulfill. Just figure out what stats you need. Same with those rings, and then the enchantments. I'm not going for these. I already have maxed out enchantments, no need to switch to a different set. It's just a cost for barely any gain. But let's have a look at unlocking the new trial. And something I want to check is if they have made the boss deal combat advantage damage or not. We need 1200 Zen. Let's just go to the exchange here. The exchange still works on PC, it just takes about a year. So I'll purchase this 20% off. Perhaps we can actually get 25% off by opening these packs. I'll just open them all because that's what I've saved them for. I have plenty of time to save up for next module. Looks like I did not get one for packs though, but this character did. So I can buy the pack for 1125 Zen. I will do so, and hopefully the trial is account wide. We bought it, we can go to our campaign, claim these rewards, including the motes, go to our queues, and we can indeed see we can access the trial. Switching character though, we can indeed see the trial is account wide unlock. Now let's have a look. Did they change anything with combat advantage with this boss? Many of you were like double questioning me, like, was I for real? Yes, it's correct. I tested it. I clearly can see it wasn't dealing combat advantage damage in the previous server. Yes, all bosses are supposed to have 100% uptime on combat advantage damage, regardless of positioning, but this boss was different. I wouldn't be saying it otherwise. And to any of you who don't realize it, the sword icon on damage hits means combat advantage. So when I'm attacking this boss, and you can see when my scorpion has activated, and I have combat advantage damage here, oops, that's not the stone of health, you can see the sword icons on my damage hits. Now on the damage we take, so let's just get hit by this, we can see the red icon, there is no sword marker. That means we did not get hit by a hit that deals combat advantage damage. Same here again. I will jump to a different trial and you can see the damage hits. Each of them has a sword icon because this boss deals combat advantage damage against you. I don't know why some of you do not notice this. Those markers on your damage hits have a meaning. Anything with a crooked arrow is a deflect. Anything with a sword is combat advantage damage. Anything with a lightning bolt is a critical hit. That's how you can easily see in game whether you're taking combat advantage damage or not. Any normal boss, yes, has 100% uptime on combat advantage damage, regardless of positioning, just so that you can take advantage of awareness. But in this new trial, you can see the Valkyrie's damage has no flank. It is not dealing combat advantage damage. Versus Zariel, you can see 100% uptime. Now what I wanted to compare in this trial was the textures. Just look at the textures here in the lobby. This seems way better than in Thay. See the red things, the banners on the walls? What's supposed to be, I assume, like blood, and in the floor? Compare that to the new adventure zone, and it just seems like there's a ton of textures missing. Like this blood here, I would assume is supposed to be blood, right? Honestly, I don't really care. I'm not going to spend a lot of time in this zone. I'm happy enough if the trial looks decent and they did a great job here in the lobby. But like exiting the lobby and going into this area, yeah, there seems to be textures missing here, up there, on these braziers. Maybe they need to do another pass still. Or this is just not their updated version. I don't know. Oh, that is so good. You can instantly fill your daily power by going into this thing. That is something we've been asking forever for. Because every time you wipe, you need to go and fill your daily power for the first artifact call again. At least if you're min-maxing, which you realistically do if you're a DPS to top the pain givers. So this saves a ton from having to leave the instance to go fill your daily power every time. I am very happy with that. But yes, that's ultimately it. The new module's live. You can have fun in the new trial. You can do your questing in the new zone, figure out the different mini bosses, heroic encounters, and the different rewards you can get through there. Just check your campaign, what resources you need, and where they will come from. This is your weekly haul cap just by doing your questing. This is also from just doing your questing. I haven't actually looked at mini bosses yet. I should. So I'm not entirely sure what currency they do give. Probably campaign currency, as I'm not really seeing anything that's needed another currency here, as you're getting both just by doing your questing. Perhaps the gear. This is from Advanced and Master, from Just Master. Ah yes, here it is. Defeating named enemies throughout Thay. You're going to need it for the artifact set. But honestly, this artifact set is pretty useless. I wouldn't even use the artifact for a tank, even though it has defense stats, because it doesn't have stamina regen. I would only get it if you need like the item level to access content. We did get some patch notes here as well, but it's not much. Ultimately, they've just gone and disabled the Divine Aegis, the shield healing effect, but the passive will still work, the overall outgoing healing bonus. So it's still basically the best healing combat enchantment you can use. And then the Forest Ghost daily power on the Ranger, they've gone and fixed so that you can no longer exploit it by, say, casting it, not consuming any action points, and taking advantage of Tactician's Precision. But that's it for this video. Thanks all for watching, and we'll see you guys around.